Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, this is your man Roy, coming at you with another Marvel Contest of Champions video. And today we're really ramping it up. We're into Act 5, Chapter 2, Quest number 4. And this is where it starts to get difficult, guys. This is the Masochism node. So all debuffs, the next debuff coming in, heals them for 5% and is immediately nullified, so it causes a bit of a problem. So we're going to do our best alive. As you know, with these videos there's no editing, you see the run as I'm playing through it, you see all the mistakes I make, but hopefully this will give you some idea as to the difficulty level of this quest. We are using some lower ranked and lower leveled champions just to try and make it as authentic as possible. So the team that we're going with the ever faithful Star-Lord. The only debuff that he's really relying on is his special 2 and special 3 shock damage and armor break. So we should be able to deal with that because Star-Lord, hopefully we can get his damage up to such a point that we're kind of negating the regeneration anyway. Old Man Logan, we're bringing in, he does deal debuffs. He does armor break on the special 1 and bleed / critical bleed in special 2. But we're bringing him in for the boss node, because the boss node that we're going to be up against is Storm, and when we get up there, following the path that we're going to take, we're going to be up against Caltrops, so we're going to take that bleed damage on the dash back. So bringing in Old Man Logan will just give us that increased ability to convert those bleeds into Fury, and deal some extra damage at the same time. So that's the theory behind bringing him in. We've also got Scarlet Witch. We're kind of relying on the fact that if we can apply continual debuffs through the critical attacks, then it's going to help us in the long run, because we're going to overwhelm the opponent with debuffs. It allows us to stun, it allows us to apply more debuffs, do some more damage. We've got the power control, we've got a lot in there with Scarlet Witch, so not as powerful as she used to be before she got nerfed, but still a very, very versatile and useful champion. Gambit, because again he has, while his flat jacket is active, he has that reduced bleed potency, so we're going to utilise him as a backup for Storm if and when we get that far. And Gwenpool, again, same kind of theory with Scarlet Witch, is just overwhelm the opponent with debuffs. We've got Incinerate, we've got Bleed, we've got Stun, we've got a lot going on with Gwenpool, so hopefully again it's just an overwhelming, allows us to play a little bit more aggressively. We can enervate the opponent as well, so prevent them gaining power, kind of a little bit of power control in there as well. So that's the team we're going to go with. We'll see how we get on. Not going to lie, the couple of practice runs I've done using a couple of different champion setups of this level hasn't particularly gone well, so hopefully in this video we'll try and get through it using as few revives as possible. But this is the team that we're going to use for the run through, to show you how difficult it can be depending on the champion setup you've got. There's nothing against using revives, using potions. Sometimes it's a necessity, because you have to then progress with the content to get to where you want, to get better rewards, to get better champions to help you progress, and sometimes you can just get roadblocks. So sometimes Units Man is the way to go if you build them up, you know, from monthly calendars, from rewards and all the rest of it. You know, use the arena, you know, get the battle chips, you know, convert them into units, get the resource you need. You will not progress to Cavalier in a week. Okay, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes patience to build that roster up if you're a free-to-play account, to get to the level that you want to be and the champions that you want. So the path that we're going to follow here is going Yellow Jacket, Deadpool, Colossus, Punisher. Punisher's a bit of a pain in the backside because you can dodge his SP1, but your timing needs to be spot on. So we'll take a little bit of block damage from that, and then from there we're going to head up to the top right here. Then we've got Iron Man, Deadpool, X-Force, War Machine, Hulk, Loki, and eventually Storm. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Now remember, global node in Olivat 5.2 is node reversal, so we're going to bring Scarlet Witch in and hopefully get this Yellow Jacket down. Now you will see me doing reparries, and that is where we parry each hit of an attack where possible to gain... it's hit me that power sting, we're dead. Unless we just take the hit from the power sting. Yellow Jacket's SP1, you can only really evade it if you're near the left hand side of the screen, otherwise you're better off just taking the block damage from it. Yeah, we're dead. Let's start over with that one, shall we? That's not a good start. Yellow Jacket, to be fair, is probably the most difficult just about all the opponents on this path, just because of his special attacks, you know, the block damage that you get from them, but also they're not the easiest to evade either. SP2 is easier to evade than SP1, just because of the position that you have to have on the screen. We get a lot of power lock there, so that's good. Stun was locked. Do some power steal. That was a good special 2 hit. Come on. Now been as more open as you want to be. So we've got the dex there and the stun applied. Now a good SP2. Ah, it's clipped us with that again. Normally we're dead at that because his crit rate is normally pretty decent. So we've been let off with that one. We've been severely let off with that one. Well done. Can't even surprise myself there. But yeah, Yellow Jacket is not a fun fight. Not a fun fight at all. But we press on. We press on. And we're going to bring a little bit of Gwenpool into this. Again, hopefully just overwhelm the senses with the debuffs. So we'll try a reparry. No, he's going for a heavy attack. We'll get some bleeds on there, and then hopefully we can bait out a couple of special attacks. So allow him to get a little bit of regeneration. We're going to apply and incinerate, and I'm going to go back in. Yeah, now we're talking. Timer just reset when we tried to do the parry there. Come on, you know you just wanted some of that special too. Come on. Hit me with your katana. Come on. One thing you've got to be most patient about is baiting out special attacks. It doesn't just happen. The good thing about bringing Gwenpool as well, if you have her awakened, is that she can't die from a special attack. You're going to get clapped seriously with the damage, but yeah, you're not going to die. So again, just another little additional benefit of bringing in her. So we're not going to be able to do bleed damage to Colossus because of his immunities. We don't want to get too many armour ups. So on this occasion, who are we going to bring in? I think we'll bring in Old Man Logan, just from the point of view as we can still do some increased damage with the Furies. Not initially to start with, our attacks are going to be weak as anything to start with. But we wanted to do that, and we're going to get a passive bleed for most of the hits we do. We'll get a reparry on the third hit there. And then we're going to launch a Furies. Yeah, and then that allows us to do some increased damage. And then we reset. Just didn't quite get it in time. So we're going to want to go all the way to the SP2 again, just to kind of give us the best chance of getting a few Furies up, or passive bleed, sorry, to make it worth our while in converting. So some good crit damage in that one. Got the reparry there. So now we're into the dangerous territory where if he hits us he's going to get lifesteal. Don't worry too much about his armours, because yes, it takes a bit longer to do the damage just because he's got all that protection from normal attacks, but what we're wanting from the Furied attacks is the critical attacks. That's what we're most interested in, because with those Furies it only takes a couple of crit attacks to actually bring them down, so you don't need to worry too much. So that's not a bad run against Colossus with Old Man Logan there. Right, so I think for Punisher we're going to bring in Star-Lord. Just need to build his attacks up sufficiently. We can't get hit, because that'll reset our combo and make this whole exercise worthless. So here we go. So we've got a heal block, so we can now do the parry, and I forgot not to let him get to SP2 because we're dead. Yeah, Punisher's annoying. Gonna have to be patient and wait out the SP1. My excuse, guys, is I haven't done this for some time. No, I fought a Punisher for some time, to be fair. Yeah, look at that block damage, man. Now, I did say we would try and do it with no revise, but we weren't making any promises. So I've enervated him. So if he wants to do us a favour of launching a special attack, that didn't do too well. Just kind of hoping that we get lucky and he doesn't want to outlive himself after reaching 0 health, which, knowing what we're up against, is all the more likely as what's going to happen. Oh, thankfully not. Took a lot more damage there from punishing what I really wanted, but we're past that one now. And I think against Iron Patriot we'll go with Old Man Logan. Yeah, because we'll be at the advantage, and hopefully if we can stun before we launch on SP2 just to get rid of the timer, we can do a couple of critical bleeds with maximum furies on and get a really good result. So ready to rock and roll with that. So now we just need to stun and launch that. We've got a couple of bleeds on, not the critical bleeds I was kind of after. So let's go for a wee armor break. Let's do the same again, let's get those furies up to the max. So you can see that we can do damage more than what Masochism gives them back. It's not always easy. It does depend on your roster. He's burnt himself out, so it allowed us to do a little bit more damage, so that's good. Old Man Logan is shredding this long run. He's really good for a later path as well. Since his buff, Old Man Logan just is kind of a really, really decent champion. So I think in this one, I'm going to run a little bit of Scarlet Witch just now, I think. See what we can do. So you see there, so the re-parry, you time the one hit as the first parry, and then you try and time it for a second hit. It's not easy to do, it's not always guaranteed, but when it works, it is bloody brilliant. Oh, come on, mate. Gonna have to do better than that. Again, can't overestimate the how useful it is to learn an opponent's moves and timing and all the rest of it. That was just unfortunate that I forgot that the timer was on. We didn't get any debuff on the attack, so the stun didn't take place on the parry. So, but Gwenpool should be able to wipe up this. Timing on that was a little bit suspect, but I'll take it. I thought I'd mistimed it, I thought I'd dodged too early, but the game said otherwise, so I shall take it. So I think I'm going to heal Gwenpool up just slightly. just to give us the class advantage on the node reversal for Deadpool. We just need to be careful of his power gain at 30%. Again, we want to try for some V-parries. Oh, look at that damage. That damage is nice. Again, you don't want hit by Deadpool X-Force because he does that duodenum poke, which is basically like a bleed on you, and the bleed does hurt. So I'll enervate him. Enervate reapplied. So we want to be careful now of the power gain. We want to bait him into using a special attack sometime soon. There we go. Handled that very well. Oh, sorry, we handled it. That should be us. Yes, there we go. Whew! Right, War Machine next. Right, this one's not going to be as fun. So we're going to take a little bit of block damage again from his special 1. And we need to watch when he gets all the armour. Come on, mate. There we go. That's not good. Yeah, War Machine's going to be a pain since it's buff. I just mistimed the dodge there. Right, let's see what Gwenpool can take down. So that's to get a couple of bleeds on. Why are you trying to dodge that, you silly person? Oh man, yeah, it's going to be a revive job, I think. We ain't getting there all the way with Gambit. We might, you never know, never know. That was a very quick, heavy attack. Convert that. And we get the prowess for special 2. So never ever strike after War Machine's special 2 because he recovers from it very quickly and he also heavy attacks very quickly. Bloody hell. Right, I think we go for a team revive at just 40%. I don't think there's much call for anything more than that just at the present minute. So take Gwenpool back in. See if we can just fit all this guy down. So we've got the bleed on there, so that gives us the ability to stun and go hell for leather. Right, come on, you've got this. You've got this, Gwenpool. show that War Machine some love. Gwenpool is a beast, folks. Even at the rank 3 that she is, or if you can get a 4-star maxed out, you will not be wasting the resources and taking her up that far. Right, Hulk. So shall we go with a little bit of Scarlet Witch? I think so. So again, just need to watch because it's going to get Furies, which hopefully we can nullify if it gets to that. That block damage was not nice. We've got the stun. Still ESP1 and we've got a good hit on it. We've got a stun and a power lock, which is brilliant. Repeated power lock. So it's going to get a little bit mad now. Power locked him again. But we know the timing. And we can slap him! That's how to do it. 4% damage down. That's ultimate gameplay there from Scarlet Witch. That was absolutely awesome. So Loki to go, and then into Storm. So we want to keep our bleed immune champions there. So I think we're going to use Star-Lord for this one. Just hope we can get the V-parry and not get slapped silly by Loki, because that would be embarrassing. Yeah, so that's embarrassing. I was a little bit too slow and trying to go for the intercept. He dashed forward after that special a little bit quicker than what I thought he might. So that's my excuse, and I am sticking to it. Right, come on Gwenpool, you need to pull this through for us. Need to watch that power meter. Again, there's a lot that you need to kind of keep your eye on. You keep your eye on timers and yeah, there's a lot going on. Innervated, power gain, bleed, debuff timer. Try and get the stun if he's accommodating, which should finish him off. There we go. So we are now at the boss Storm, and because of the path that we've taken out, we've taken off the optimist and the pessimist, so the Storm's no longer going to have that ability to get the power, the lifesteal and things like that above 75% and below 25% health. But what she is left with is Limber. So every time she receives a stun debuff, we reduce the duration of further stuns by 10%, so that's a little bit annoying. So what I would say with this one is we're going to take some block damage in the early stages to allow us to apply stuns at the later stage. Because we're going to get a lot of power, a little bit more power when we strike. But we're going to drain that over time, so we need to be a little bit aggressive if we want to keep that power up, because the power is drained every 30 seconds, and dashing backwards causes us to bleed for 6 seconds. Now the bleed's not huge, but if you're constantly dashing back, then you are going to see a toll taken on that. So combo shield, combo meter is not reset, and if they have 15 combo or more, then attacks ignore armor and evasion. So let's try it with Gambit first of all. I haven't really used Gambit since the buff, so we're going to go in with a stun. forgot the masochism though, didn't I? That was wise. Man. Right, so you see we're taking some bleeds from the dash back, and we've no regeneration because we got rid of it using the special attack. That was silly. We're doing not too bad damage considering. 40% on 40%? That's okay. Let's see what Scarlet Witch can do. We'll try and also have to try and not dash back too much. Or at all, because that bleed is going to be sore. Power Steel's always good against Storm. Oh, we got up to special 3 there a little bit quicker than what I thought we would. Not bad damage, not bad. It's going to go full send it. And we might get there, 1%, oh! How close was that, guys? How close was that? So that a very, very sketchy attempt on that. Very sketchy indeed. But Act 5, Chapter 2, Quest number 4 is now in the bag. So you do need to focus a little bit more on the champions you're going to use in this one, and there's a lot to be aware of. The masochism node especially, if I found this one probably the most difficult coming through it, and I still do, because I do probably rely a little bit too heavily on parry stuns, and that just limits your gameplay style just ever so slightly, and especially if you've got lesser level and ranked champions where you need to be able to deal enough damage to offset that regeneration. But please try and practice a reparry, so timing your taps along with the hits from the opponent on the screen. So tap once to parry and let go, and then anticipating that second hit and tapping again as if you would do the first hit for the parry, should get you the re-parry and into the stun to then allow you to deal damage. It takes a lot of practice. As you've seen there, we used a team revive, which wasn't necessary. We could have just focused on one champion and it would have been cheaper in units, or if you had any revives using less resources. But one and a few potions, I think for 524 is pretty acceptable, depending on the champions that you're using. Again, we're using lower ranked champions. If you have higher ranked, especially with availability of such 5 and even 6 stars now, then you should be able to get through this quest not relatively easily, but there's a lot more diverse roster out there, champions you can use, for this quest, and Warlock, Colossus, Doctor Doom works obviously very well. Doctor Doom works for everything, but there's a lot more niche champions that you may have in your roster. The purpose of these videos is to show you champions that you may not consider using, but showing that it can still be done. So if you did like the video, guys, please make sure and hit that thumbs up button. If you want to know when future videos are going live with even more content, we're going to be taking a look at 525 and then the collector at 526 with over the next couple of weeks as well. Again, you see my runs in live mode, don't do any editing, so it does take me a time to get a perfect run to be able to show you guys and save up the resources for me as well. So when those videos go live, hit the subscribe and notify button will tell you when they go on, and please drop a comment in the video in the comment section if you did like it, if you have any other champions that you've used successfully that will help other players coming through watching the videos build up a better idea across a wider roster to see what options are viable. So thanks very much for watching, guys, take care, all the best, and we'll see you soon.